Hi everyone, my name is Mustafa. Welcome to today's edition of Migrating Enterprise Database Lab. For today, we are exploring deploying the Oracle on bare metal solution. If you have one or more Oracle servers on premises and you want to migrate them off premise to the cloud, Google provide an excellent solution for this scenario. So companies want innovation of Google Cloud, such as offsite servers and scalability. Google has a solution that allows you to keep your Oracle database and also migrate to the cloud with no restriction or limitation on the Oracle side of things. Before we dive in, let's explain what bare metal means. Bare metal solution hardware is traditional physical hardware, except that it is located close to the Google hardware and has high-speed connection to the Google Cloud region where it is located. This allows the application layer and backups to perform with the same high speed as if they were other Google provided database solution. Bare metal solution offers many advantages over traditional on-premise servers. One of them is Google is fully committed to integrating Oracle workloads into its cloud environment, and they employ many ex-Oracle engineers. Many enterprises depend on Oracle database for their mission critical application. Google solutions allow customers to run applications in Google Cloud, taking advantage of Google innovation while still using the enterprise's Oracle database. Some features of Oracle requires bare metal servers, and they would not work on a cloud-based service. Another one is there is also a license penalty for running Oracle on virtual machine. Virtualized services. Oracle's charges for licenses by the virtual CPUs, which is twice as expensive. But when you run on bare metal solution, licenses are charged per physical CPU. Some applications typically can't migrate until you migrate your Oracle database. Moving to a different database might be expensive and not practical. So these are some of the benefits of why you want to use a bare metal solution when deploying your Oracle on Google Cloud. So there are no limitations to Oracle on bare metal solution, and bare metal solution can also be used by applications running in other cloud, and it is the only solution that provides a colocation data center with a connection to Google Cloud of less than 2 milliseconds of latency. Bare metal solution uses Oracle certified bare metal servers. There is no problem with Oracle licensing and support. Bare metal solution is not a virtualized cloud solution. This means that all Oracle versions and features are supported. You need to provide your own Oracle licenses and ensure that you are in compliance. You might also consider using a third-party compliance firm to help ensure that you conform to license policies from Oracle. Here are some use cases for running Oracle on bare metal solution. The first, which is development or testing. You can use Oracle on bare metal for sandbox testing, application development, patching and upgrades. It can also be used in disaster recovery, where you use it for on-premise to Google Cloud or for cross-region and audit and testing. It also helps in backups and recovery for centralized backups, data lifecycle management, lifecycle conditions, and it helps in migrating to production. So you can use Oracle on bare metal for migration strategies to access and plan. Oracle solution on bare metal, it's something that's very straightforward and easy to know, and it comes with a whole lot of added advantages that cannot be gotten from using virtualized services or from using cloud-based solution. So for this lab, it's a little bit tricky, and we are going to configure VPC network pairing between projects. We would also download the Oracle database, but we'll be using an 18C installer from the Oracle Technology Network. And there are some things that are not going to work in this lab because those things are not graded. And you'd see that as we go along the lab, they may not work, but we'll still get the final score. And we'll do the major thing, which is to download the Oracle installer from the Oracle Technology Network. You would see that we do that, and we would also configure our VPC networking pairing. So let's get started. As usual, start our lab. Select Terminal Robots. After starting our lab, then we open it in an incognito window. So after doing that, copy the password. click on next and paste our password here and show password, then click on next also. And I understand this. Our Qwiklabs account, you can see this is the dashboard. After agreeing, then agree and continue. So after agreeing and continue, the next thing we want to do is follow our instructions for this lab, as we always do. So for task one, our task one is to configure VPC network pairing between two projects. And here we have to configure a two VPC network between both projects. So in this lab, we have two projects given for us. We have the BMS Baston host and the BMS Rail instance. So let's just open both of them. So this, when you click on this, when you click on all, so this is the one we are currently on, CA.175, and this is what it represents here. So I'm just going to duplicate this tab, and after duplicating this tab, I'm going to open the other one here. That's the other BCP account. So this is still the 175. I'm going to click on all, then switch it to this other one. So this other one is going to represent this 189B. So the next thing we want to do is we want to take a look at our virtual machines and see the one that houses the BMS Bastion host and the BMS Rail instance. So going to the first tab, you can go to your compute engine, then virtual machines. For it to load. Then from here also, I'll go to your compute engine also here and the virtual machine to see the lab that hosts both of those networks. So here we have the BMS Bastion host, and here for the first one we have the BMS Rail instance. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, the next thing is to copy the project ID. So yeah, we can easily copy that when we need them. So the first one is to export the Bastion with the Bastion, replace it with the Bastion host for the project ID. So just on any one, you can open your Cloud Shell here. Here's our Cloud Shell. Now replace it with this BMS Bastion host. So this is the BMS Bastion host here. Copy the project ID. Copy the project ID here. And go back here and replace this environmental variable. Then go back to the instruction. Copy the next instruction, which is this one. And this is representing the BMS Rail instance project ID. So paste it here also. And this is the account we are on with the one for the rail. We can just copy this and paste it here. So after doing that, the next thing we want to do is we want to execute this command. What this command is going to do is it's going to configure a pairing on both sides. So click on this. So this is the environmental variable that we just set here. So anytime it sees this, it's going to use this Qwiklabs and project ID. So we are doing. So authorize. After doing that, and the next instruction is to create a pairing between the Bastion and the rail instance. I've done that. And the next thing is configure the same thing for the other one, because when you're pairing, a pairing must happen between both ends for it to be connected. So do the same thing here. Okay, so we are done. The next thing we want to do is we are typically done with everything we want to do on our cloud shell. And you can take a look at the pairing that we created. So to look at the pairing we created, you can do it from both of them. Go to your navigation menu, go to VPC, then VPC network pairing. So we should see this pairing from this end, and we would also see the pairing from the other end when we get there. Let me also check for this. Take a look at the peering. Here's the peering. You can see this BMS peer basting, and this is it. It's active between both of them. And take a look at the other one also. This is it. Also active between both of them. So this one is the BMS DBNet. That's representing the VPC network. This is representing the peer. Take a look at the other one. It's going to swap it. So this is now representing the VPC network. And this is representing the peer. It is show that there's now peering between both of them. Okay, we've confirmed that, so you can check your progress. So that's complete. So the next thing we want to do is we want to download the Oracle database 19C installer from the Oracle technology. So when I tried this lab the first time, the 19C installer is not working. So I reached out to the support and they told me that I have to use the 18C installer. I'm going to include the link to what you're going to use to get it done in the details section of this lab, so you can also check it there. So the first thing we want to do is we go to our navigation menu and the complete engine instance. So, and we are doing this one in the instance named BMS Basting host. So let's take a look. So we want to look at the one with the BMS Basting host. So let's check it out. Complete engine, virtual machine instance. Let's see the host. So this is not the host, this is the real instance. So let's do the other one. And you should be able to see the host from there. Look at this one here. And open the virtual machine path. Here on our virtual machine path. So here is the BMS Bastion host. So with SSH into that. You can see that we've been SSH into that. Then after that, we also want to open. So now it's connecting to the SSH. So we also want to open our download tabs down so that we can use it when we begin to download the database that we are going to use, the Oracle database on our bare metal. So the next thing is to use, so instead of clicking on this, I would link the link that you're going to use in the download section when you get to this section. So let me just copy it here and see it. So I have the link already on my tab and this is it here. So I'll click on enter. So immediately I click on enter, you notice that a download is popping out immediately. This is because I've already signed in into my Oracle account on my device and it's downloading. So the next thing I have to do is I have to pause the download. You need to come here and then pause the download. After pausing the download, then I'll copy link path. When I copy link address, I copy the link address. After copying the link address, I'm going to use it here in my SSH. So let me just paste it down and I'll edit the other things that are necessary. So going back to our instruction. So the lab want us to run this command. You can see this call URL from download page. So what I'll just do is that I'll first copy the call command. Go back to our SSH. So I'll go to the beginning of this command. Let's try to get to the beginning. Then paste in your call command. Then don't forget your hyphen. The hyphen is inclusive. So this is representing our download URL. Then also, then after that, we'd also include this output part and this. Yeah, include that. After that, you can click on enter and you start downloading. So it typically takes a whole lot of time to get download finished, but you can be patient until you get downloaded. Depending on how fast your network is, will determine how long it takes to download. So I typically maybe fast forward this and see at the end. It may take a whole lot of time, like I said, for it to get downloaded. Yes, so this has downloaded completely. And the next thing we want to do after that is to export the BMS IP address. So to get the BMS IP address, we'll go to the BMS serial instance. Let's copy. So we want to export the BMS IP address. So just where we are, copy this command, then input it here. Then we replace this one with the BMS IP address. And the BMS IP address in this case is representing this BMS real instance. So we need the internal IP address for this. So this is the project that houses our own BMS real instance. And this is the internal IP address here. After copying it, then go to my SSH and replace it that and click enter. So the next thing I want to do is, after that, and I would now issue the following secure command to move the installer to the bare metal server. So what I downloaded, I want to move it to the bare metal server with this command. So paste this, then click on enter. Yes, so I'm saying yes because I'm sure. So it's asking a password, and the password is Oracle. That's from the instruction. You can enter. So let's wait for it to also move this to the bare metal. It may also take a while. I'll fast forward it and see you at the end. Okay, so this is complete, and it took a couple of minutes for this to also get complete. So just a recap of what we did here. To download the Oracle database that I would attach on the details of this lab, make sure after that, make sure you now go to your download section, which is here, then copy this path. So don't just paste the link on the call command that way. You have to copy the path here and copy this link. This is the link that I used in this section. And why it's that is that it comes with an auth param. You can see that it comes with an authentication parameter of this, and this is what allows it to eventually get downloaded. So it may take a while, but eventually to get downloaded. So which is fine. Yeah. So the next thing, want to install an Oracle database 18C instance on a bare metal server. So like I said, we are using 18C. So run this command. So still on our Bastin virtual machine shell, run this command. So when it asks for password, just use Oracle. Okay, and you can see that we are in. So the next thing I want to do is we execute the following command. After that, we'll change the directory. Just follow the lab instruction. So we've changed the directory and now we are user 01. So the next thing we want to do is we would issue the following Ansible command to run the customized Oracle toolkit and install the Oracle database 18C instance. So this may also take a while to get complete, but let's see. Copy your command here, paste it here, and click on enter. And fill the zero and everything. But that was pretty fast. So the next thing we want to do, we want to verify that the database is running. To verify that the database is running, we use this command. Let's see. So it's saying SQL plus can be fine, which shows that the database is not running. Let's just verify connectivity to the Oracle database agency instance from our Google Cloud Vertex AI. So let's see if that's possible. So the first thing you want to do from navigation menu, the artificial intelligence, the Vertex AI, and the dashboard. So just go here, my navigation menu. Here we are now, Boston project. There we have Vertex AI and the dashboard. So the next thing is to enable all recommended APIs. We'll do that in a bit. And yeah, I'm going to enable all the recommended API. I'll wait for it to get enabled. And I'll take note of this region, here, Central 1. So it has enabled everything. So then the workbench, new notebook. So here's our workbench. Can cancel out of this. New notebook. It is a Python thing. And the region I verified is there, Central 1 lower. So I'm going to use that. And select the first paired zone that appear in the list. So for subnetwork, we'll add the BMS Bastion subnet. This is it. And if it's okay, then on the advanced option, look at what's happening in the advanced. So under the environmental type, we'll paste this in the cell, select the script we want after creation. So here we have under this environment, under this post status script, and after that, can create. Creating it for us. Yeah, and it's completed now, so I can open my Jupyter Lab notebook. Here's our Jupyter notebook. So after that, select the terminal, and our terminal is getting open. Then you issue this command at the terminal point. And there we are. So click on this. This is what we want to use. So then we'll prepare the notebook to provide the internal IP address of the bare metal server, and we can find this in the when you use the compute engine and the virtual machine where the bare metal server is running. So that's typically this BMS delivers internal IP. Okay. Compute engine virtual machine instance here. This is just the Bastion host. So it should be this that we use. So let's try. And paste it here. I think we are done with here. So let's run it. So you are running this with shift and enter. Then first to do it first do that first. After installing all the packages, then shift and enter here also. So we have our protocol ready. That's the next thing. So this was also able we are able to check this, though most of the thing here did not work as expected. But this is just to show that we're able to download the Oracle database, and we're also able to install the necessary stuff here. So lab and see if there's any other thing I can come up with to make it 100% and also follow all the instructions that are needed. and I'm going to link the steps in the comment section for you all. So thanks very much for staying through to the end of this lab. And an overview of what we did is that we configured the VPC network pairing between the two projects. And we downloaded the Oracle database 18C installer from the Oracle Technology Network. Then we installed an Oracle database 18C instance on the bare metal server. And finally, we verified connectivity to the Oracle database 18C instance from the Google Cloud Vertex AI. And hereafter, we've come to the end of our lab. Thanks very much for staying through, and see you in the next lab. Bye for now.